Welcome to Grapple FK, everyone. We're covering Edson Barboza against Makwan Amirkhani. This is on the Marius Sanhagen UFC Fight Night, which is on Saturday, 10th of October, or 9th/10th. So let's get into this. Edson, we know from 155, very good striker. I'm not sure what jiu-jitsu belt he is, but he doesn't really do much on the ground. Is he a black belt? Wow.
Yeah. Neither did I until today. Yeah, he's a black belt.
Oh, doesn't really use it that much.
No.
Slightly taller than Amirkhani. Reach is substantially longer. He's orthodox. Amirkhani's southpaw. He lands more significant strikes, but that's expected because Amirkhani's mainly a wrestler / submission grappler. Accuracy, Amirkhani's got the edge. Takedown average, Amirkhani's obviously a lot higher. Takedown accuracy, Amirkhani's lower, but he is quite relentless with his takedowns. He keeps going for them. And submission average, Amirkhani's higher. So this is an interesting one because obviously Edson has come down in weight. He fought Dan Ige prior to this, which was a pretty close fight. Did you catch that one, Andrew?
I did. I think you and I both bet on Ige. But I think we both agree that Barboza probably won that fight.
Yeah, it was very close. It was very close. Yeah, I think you and I bet on Ige because of his wrestling background.
Yeah.
And he's AKA and so on. But yeah, it was a very close fight. Makwan Amirkhani's coming off a very quick win against a Scotsman. Forget his name now. I think it's Danny Henry.
Yeah.
He submitted him in the first round. I'm not sure how good that guy's BJJ is, though. I'm assuming it's not great.
No.
Although he has submitted Hakeem Dawodu, but that was on his debut. And Hakeem Dawodu is not really a ground game kind of guy. He's a kickboxer. But yeah, this is an interesting one because obviously Edson's lost 5 out of his last 6 fights, mostly at 155. And to be fair to him, he has fought some absolute killers at 155.
Yeah, he got unlucky. So yeah, I think he got unlucky against Dan Ige, and before that, I think he was robbed against Paul Felder.
Yeah, he definitely beat Felder. And then before that, he fought. Who did he fight? He fought basically the best in the division, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, and lost to them. Amirkhani before his win over Danny Henry, he lost to Shane Burgos via KO. However, in the post-fight interview and interviews since then, he acknowledged the mistakes he made. He basically didn't utilize his wrestling background. He's a former Finnish gold medalist. I don't know. I think he's had something ridiculous, 600-700 wrestling amateur matches, some kind of ridiculous wrestling pedigree. But what do you think about this?
So his comments after the Shane Burgos fight, after he got finished via ground and pound. What did he say? He said that he didn't use his wrestling.
Yeah, he said he didn't stick to his game plan and he didn't use his wrestling.
Well, he tried. It just didn't work, and then he gassed out to the point of near exhaustion in round 3, which allowed Shane Burgos just to pick him apart because he was too tired to move. I think that's a fundamental problem. I mean, Amirkhani might be a decent wrestler, but he doesn't have the gas tank to support that kind of style. So
yeah,
he tends to have a really good first round, very dominant first round, but after that he just fades.
He has gone 3 rounds a few times, hasn't he?
He has,
but not against subpar opponents.
Yeah, so I've got his record here.
Yeah.
So he's gone 3 rounds against Jason Knight. That was 2018. He won a split decision. Jason Knight being at the very tail end of his career in the UFC.
Yeah.
He took a decision against Mike Wilkinson. I've never heard of that guy.
Yeah, same here. I have no idea who that fucking guy is.
And those are his 2 decisions in the UFC.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember seeing a few decisions on his record. But yeah, I mean, he's got a good submission game. He's submitted a lot of people, but the thing is obviously when you're looking at these 2 guys' CVs, Amirkhani's pretty much fought. Who's the best person he's fought?
Shane
Burgos, and he got knocked out.
Yeah.
He got TKO'd. Whereas Edson Barboza has fought killers at 155, and Dan Ige is a very good fighter to be fighting at 145 So yeah, I think it's a kind of classic striker v wrestler matchup. But as you said, Amirkhani hasn't got the best gas tank and also hasn't fought the best people.
Yeah, I'm going to shit on Amirkhani here a bit. On the UFC site, which has different takedown stats to this particular site, his takedown accuracy is 36%.
Yes, it's 36% here as well.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a wrestler, that's not good. That's not a good takedown.
That's not good.
Yeah,
36%.
So, and against guys like Shane Burgos, Arnold Allen, who's an English guy, yes, he got them down in the first round. Yes, he was dominating them, but it wasn't complete domination. At times, actually, Arnold Allen got position on him twice in the first round. Shane Burgos kind of held him off for a little bit. I think he managed to get up at one point. It just wasn't the kind of top control that you would expect to see from an elite level wrestler.
Yeah.
So if wrestling is your game plan, and that is obviously his game plan because his striking is pretty rudimentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want it just to be a little bit better.
His striking's not bad. He's had a few amateur boxing fights as well. It's just not as good as Edson Barboza's. Nowhere near as good. So I'm assuming he's going into this with a wrestling game plan. I can't see him winning a striking.
Yeah, no way. Yeah. We're talking about Amirkhani's sort of game here a lot. I guess we'll come to Edson Barboza in a second.
Yeah.
But I feel like if Amirkhani is tired into round 2, which he probably will be, and he'll certainly be tired into round 3. My concern for him is he won't be mobile. He won't be going for takedowns anymore. He'll just be standing in front of Edson Barboza. And if you're standing in front of Edson Barboza, you're probably going to get finished.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then if he does take Edson down, the thing is, Edson has been dominated by wrestlers before, but it's a different type of wrestler. It's elite level wrestlers.
It's been Khabib and it's been Kevin Lee.
Yeah, who are very, very good wrestlers.
Yeah. So obviously we know about Khabib. Kevin Lee is what, an NCAA Division 1?
Yeah. The thing is Amirkhani's record's probably comparable to Kevin Lee's, but I think Kevin Lee's adapted his wrestling to MMA a lot better than he has, and Kevin Lee's a better striker as well.
So Amirkhani's wrestling credentials are what, being the gold medalist in Finland?
In Finland, and he won a bronze as well, and he's had like 600-700 amateur wrestling fights.
But won a bronze where though?
Finland.
Yeah, I mean Finland's a very small country, and I don't think they have a tradition of wrestling there. So I don't think that means a whole lot.
It's so Finland and Sweden and so on are basically the immigrants in these countries are from other wrestling countries, essentially. Iran, Khamzat being the Swedish champion, he's actually Russian. There are a lot of Russians, Iranians, and so on in these kind of countries. So it's not just Finnish people you're coming up against if you're having 600 or 700 fights.
But it's uncompatible. Yeah, I'm sure. But I mean, beating a Russian diaspora or a diaspora from the Caucasus in Finland, that doesn't make you necessarily a world level.
No, it doesn't. No,
wrestler.
I wouldn't say he's world level. I wouldn't say he's world level.
Yeah.
His BJJ is pretty good. He's submitted quite a few people. I mean, they're not particularly well-known people in the UFC, but he has got a lot of subs on his record.
Yeah, he's got a couple
Um,
of anaconda chokes.
yeah,
Maybe
he's
a
really good with the
Das.
anaconda choke.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think let's move on to Edson Barboza. Barboza, I should say. Just takedown defense is 80%.
I was
It's
really
actually very
surprised.
high.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'm very
ridiculously high.
surprised.
That's
That is
ridiculously
very
high.
high.
I was surprised because you watch the Khabib fight, you watch the Kevin Lee fight. There wasn't much takedown defense going on there.
Yeah, but
But yeah,
two very
it's
good
decent.
wrestlers.
So
Yeah,
what do you think? Do you think Amirkhani can take him down?
I think it could potentially take him down, but as you said, I don't think he'll be able to control him. I think there's a chance of Amirkhani taking him down and then possibly subbing him. But now that you've told me he's got a BJJ black belt, he must know how to defend shit.
Well, you'd think so, but I
Yeah,
saw
exactly.
I
Yeah.
saw Kevin Lee just ruin Barboza. Barboza was on his back. I didn't see any jiu-jitsu. So when we talk about like BJJ black belts, I'm sure some of these black belts are not really black belts. I'm sure
Yeah.
some of them haven't figured out how to use it in MMA. So
Also, if we look at the striking differential in that fight, Kevin Lee hit him 142 times. So when you're getting hit in the face, it's very hard to apply your BJJ.
that's true. Yeah, significant
yeah,
shortcoming of BJJ. Yes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You get hit in the face and
But,
you're in trouble. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. It's kind of like similar to people saying, and this is diverging off topic a lot, but people are saying Justin Gaethje, he's a phenomenal wrestler. He's going to give Khabib problems, but he never uses fucking wrestling.
Yeah.
If you don't use your wrestling in your fights, you can't just suddenly switch it on one day against the best wrestler in the UFC. Same thing here. If you're not using your BJJ, you can't just switch it on one day. And I don't think Amirkhani's amazing at BJJ, but he's pretty good. His wrestling's pretty good. But I think overall, just given the competition that Edson's faced, and he's probably won his last two fights, he should probably be on a 2-fight win streak.
Yeah.
Against
Agreed.
high-level guys, top 10 guys, top 10, 15 guys there. Whereas Makwan's fought pretty much nobody's, no offense to them, this is nobody's taken into the UFC as a whole. Shane Burgos is top 25 possibly, top 30?
Don't know. Shane Burgos is good. Like he's
good, but he's not in the top 15, is he?
I don't think he's ranked.
Yeah, I don't think he's ranked.
Yeah. So yeah, as you say, there's a massive difference in the competition faced. My concern is that Amirkhani is going to get him down. I think.
Yeah, he'll definitely get him down at some point. I think that too.
Probably in the first round. And I can imagine Edson Barboza looking a little bit helpless. And I can see Edson Barboza getting submitted in that first round. I think if Edson Barboza gets out of the first round, he survives the first round and takes into the second round, that's when the tables turn and the momentum shifts. Because Edson Barboza will still be fresh. Amirkhani is going to be tired. And that's when it becomes a striking battle. And that will be massively one-sided.
Yeah, Amirkhani's not winning that.
Yeah.
No way he's winning that.
So the question is, can Amirkhani get it done in the first 5 minutes?
You know what we should look at? We should look at Edson Barboza's losses. Has he been subbed? He got Das choked by Tony Ferguson, but I mean, that's, one of the best BJJ guys. He got subbed by Donald Cerrone as well.
He's a decent BJJ guy, Donald Cerrone.
Yeah, he's decent as well. But yeah, I completely agree with you there because Amirkhani is very dangerous in the first round. If you get someone down, he can get in position to choke them out quite easily. However, the opponents he's faced, not really BJJ guys, as far as I know. Edson apparently is a black belt, but never really seen it. Going on to predictions, this is a tough one, but I think given Edson's CV, given the amount of experience he has, I think he can survive the first round and probably hurt Amirkhani sometime during the fight.
Yes.
So I'm leaning more towards Edson in this fight. Just basically because he's just faced the best of the best, really.
Yes, he has, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am concerned about Edson looking helpless on the floor against guys like Kevin Lee.
Yeah.
But then Kevin Lee is probably better than Amirkhani.
Kevin Lee's a lot more physically imposing as well. I think he's a lot stronger than Amirkhani.
Yes.
If Kevin Lee gets on top of someone, I think it's very difficult for them to get back up. Whereas Makwan Amirkhani is more around Barboza's size, probably a bit smaller actually.
That's true. Yeah, and Kevin Lee in that fight against Edson Barboza, Kevin Lee was vicious with the ground and pound. There's an intensity.
He's huge.
There.
He's a big dude. I don't know how he makes this weight division.
I haven't really seen any ground and pound from Amirkhani.
Amirkhani, yeah. No, he's very. What Amirkhani's good at is getting someone down and then getting the hook. He gets his hooks in very, very quickly. And that's obviously extremely worrying because if he can get the hooks in against Barboza quickly, given in the first round that they'll be dry, he could potentially choke him out very quickly too. But given Edson Barboza's takedown defense and the amount, I mean, all right, he's got a lot of losses on his record. Some of these should be wins, but I mean, let's look at this. Justin Gaethje, Kevin Lee, Khabib. He's beaten Benyil Dariush. He's beaten Dan Hooker. I mean, this is a murderer's row. This is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yes, sorry to interrupt. I wanted to talk about the Benyil Dariush fight because Benyil Dariush he had a good game plan, which is basically pressure Edson Barboza. Because if Edson Barboza being a kickboxer, if you pressure a kickboxer, you get them on the back foot, and if they're on the back foot, they can't kick.
Yeah.
So that's a very good game plan, which I think Amirkhani is probably going to do as well. He's probably just going to crowd him, block off the kicks and then take him down. But again, Benyil Dariush gassed into the second round. The forward pressure was too much for him to sustain for more than one round. But yeah, my point there is that Edson Barboza is beatable. If you crowd him, you get him on the back foot.
Yeah,
the striking isn't quite there as much. You're not going to see those vicious kicks. If you're forcing him to walk backwards. But I don't think Amirkhani is necessarily the guy to be doing that.
No, I don't think so. He throws one and a half significant strikes per minute, and I just don't. I know it's Benyil Dariush. He still beat Benyil Dariush, and the other people who have walked him down are, guys like Justin Gaethje and Khabib, who are absolute animals. They're a level. They're on a different planet.
Yeah.
And Amirkhani is nowhere near those guys. So I'm going to give the edge to Edson Barboza here. I think he'll survive the first round and hurt Amirkhani. I think he'll probably get Amirkhani out of there.
What round?
This is a 3-round fight, right?
Yep.
I think late in the second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to agree with you there. Yeah. It's possible that Dariush can get the submission. But then again, not Dariush, Amirkhani. Yeah. It's possible. But he's got 3 submissions in the UFC. 2 are against English guys, British guys.
Yeah.
who were not hot on jiu-jitsu or wrestling, particularly not wrestling. And the other
So
was,
jiu-jitsu's getting there, but those guys weren't hot on jiu-jitsu.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the other mish he got was against some random guy who went 2-1 in the UFC, then left.
Yeah, we can check that guy's career. Yeah.
So
Right.
I was tempted earlier to look at the odds for a submission by Amirkhani, round 1.
I think that's a decent bet to put down, in my opinion, because he's done it so many times.
Well, he's done it 3 times against relatively poor competition.
Yeah, but
so yeah, now I'm just not sure. And I made
what are the odds on that?
Let's have a look.
The hell did Barboza get a black belt from?
Yeah, they don't have odds for method of victory for that one. Not that I'm seeing.
Oh yeah, it's probably too early.
Yeah.
Probably have it like on Tuesday or something. Yeah, I may look into that. I think Amirkhani, there's a possibility that Amirkhani could sub him. I don't think Amirkhani can KO or TKO him. But overall, I think I'm going to give it 60-40-ish to Barboza, maybe 65-35-ish.
Yeah, I would agree. 65-35. Maybe 70-30 to Barboza.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of thinking, do you want to put Barboza in the come? For me, it's borderline.
That's a very good question. That is a very good question. I will probably put him definitely one of the come-comes. I'm not too sure on which one. I need to think about it a bit more.
Yeah, maybe your risky come. I'm tempted to put Barboza in the come, and then kind of hedge that with a first round submission victory for Amirkhani.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. Barboza in the come, and then hedge it with the Amirkhani first round submission. Because I don't think, as you said, with his gas tank and so on.
There's no other way for him to win.
Yeah, exactly. There's no other way. I mean, he has knocked someone out in 8 seconds, but that guy was, a nobody too. And obviously this is MMA. Yeah, you can clip someone, but I don't. He doesn't hit particularly hard. And the only time that I think in his last 5 or 6 fights that Barboza has actually been KO'd stiff was by Justin Gaethje, who hits like a fucking truck. So let's not even include that in this.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I think the sex curd's gonna lose, mate.
Is that his real nickname, or did you make that up for him?
No, it's not. That's the nickname I've made for him.
Okay.
His real nickname is Mr. Finland.
Mr. Finland.
He thinks he's the best looking fighter in Finland.
I don't know.
I call him the sex curd.
The sex curd. Yeah. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna, instead of round 2, I'm gonna say round 3.
Round 3 for Barboza.
Yeah, Barboza KO/TKO. Round 3.
Round 3. Okay. All right. Well, there you have it, everyone. We've both got Barboza by TKO or KO. I think he'll do it late in round 2. Andrew thinks he'll do it late in round 3. However, if you want to bet wisely in this, maybe also consider a bet on Amirkhani first round submission to hedge your bet. Thanks everyone for watching, and we're coming out with more fight picks soon. So see you. Take care.
Cheers. Bye.